Hello, Speed Gaming. Welcome back to the 2020 Untitled Goose Game Any Percent Glitchless Tournament. I am Tasselfoot, going to be giving you the commentary, the low and dirty, on this losers round 4 bracket matchup between Ritzblues and HippoKrampus. Hope you are ready to have a honkin' good time. This is going to be best of 3. We're going to kick it off. Not delay any further. Get the runners good to go. We'll get them set off, and I will impart some knowledge upon the masses. The signal to honk has been given to the runners. Whenever the restream catches up in 20 seconds or so, they will be off. So a little bit about things here. This is a double elimination tournament. We are down to the end of things. I believe we have 6 players remaining in the tournament. All 6 of them have PBs under 14 minutes. This is the final match of the losers round 4 bracket. The winner of this gets to move on to face Alley Cat in the losers semifinals, and the loser of this best of 3 is unfortunately going to be going home. PBs of our runners: HippoKrampus has a 13:26, Ritzblues has a 13:55. We've got some honks. Oh boy, do we have some honks. So this is glitchless. What does that mean? There are lots of glitches in Untitled Goose Game. It means that our runners cannot go through solid objects. It means they cannot use an item to go over either as well. You'll see, especially on Hippo's side, he went and did the half gate skip that is allowed in Glitchless because you open the gate first and you are not using any item, and therefore you are not going through anything. You are just going between something that's open already. Ritzblues had a chance there for Wet Willy cycle, but did not properly manipulate turning on and off the sprinkler to get Willy to go through the middle column. Instead, he pathed around it. Getting Wet Willy is the best RNG you can get to start off here. There is lots of RNG in Untitled Goose Game. The starting position of Groundskeeper Willy first amongst that list. So the Untitled Goose Game has 4 areas to it. In each of the areas, we have to complete a bunch of tasks. We complete all of the tasks minus 1, and that will unlock the final task. Completing the final task will unlock the pathway to the next area. Garden is very quick. Our runner's getting through a little bit of some issues on Ritzblues' side, and he's grabbing the rake the wrong way, having not good problems on this side. He's going to have to distract Willy another way. And on Hippo's side, you can see that he's messing up the garden. This is to try to manipulate Willy for the bell return, which is at the very end of the game after we complete the 4 areas. Gonna be sub 2 minutes on Hippo's side, 1:57. That is really great. You definitely want to be aiming for sub 2 minutes. You want to be aiming ideally about 3 minutes and 30 seconds to finish High Street, which is what we're coming up to next. Hippo is luring Groundskeeper Willy here. Also gonna manipulate the boy a little bit. His name, we call him Timmy. Gonna scare him into the phone booth, and then just, keep juggling Willy, getting him to buy back his spade. It is one of the hidden tasks of the game, but it does count for a main task as well, instead of having Timmy buy back his toy plane, which is how you would do that casually. Saves about 20 seconds, but is pretty tough to get that juggle done accurately. Hippo just waiting for the TV shop owner so he can become Celebrity Goose, getting him on TV. We wait in there until you hear the audio cue of the phone booth opening. Otherwise the TV shop owner gets confused as to why the TV channel changed and delays in opening the phone booth. So And Timmy, when you take his other glasses, he will go and grab that by himself. Hippo was not able to get the broom broken before starting the interaction of the spade buy. That was just because of RNG situations. Ritz not able to do it as well, more because of execution on Ritz's end than RNG, but the result is the same. Hippo having a little bit of a struggle there with the shopkeeper getting her to open the garage. Doing the safe strat there, not getting her to pick the chalk up first. So a little bit of time loss, about 2 to 3 seconds, but it is way safer. If anybody saw the last match between Shattermage and Phil Trout in race number 1, you saw what can happen with Shattermage if that strategy goes awry. Can accidentally lock the shopkeeper out and lose 1 minute to 2 minutes, getting her to reopen it. So Hippo on his way to the back garden, which is really when this run starts, I would say. I think a lot of people would say not too much time loss, usually even in the worst situations in those first 2 areas, but in the next 2 areas, oh boy, can there be some time losses just because of the lengthy nature of some of the cycles. So the back garden has 2 NPCs. They are the tidy and the messy neighbor. We call them Roger and Tina. So you can see on Hippo's side that he's doing some honking, he's doing some movement there, and the goal is to keep both of the NPCs at the top here. You want Roger not to come down, because there's a chance that he could see those objects hidden, the newspaper and the slipper hidden behind that fence. It also just wastes time. But also you want to keep Tina up there. Her highest priority is to deal with that open gate. And so just because of the way that the cycles work out, you want to make sure that you keep her away from seeing that that gate is open until after we have done the bust here, and then after we've gotten Roger to spit out his tea, which ideally, there you go, Hippo is way ahead of that cycle, which is great. At least hopefully that's great. Sometimes if you're too far ahead of it, it can actually cause you some time loss. So hopefully, yeah, so there you go. You can see Tina is just not seeing that the bell has been messed up. Apparently she didn't hear it. Not really sure how she didn't hear that, but you know, maybe her hearing's just not very good. Too busy with the mess in her backyard. Ritz doing what he can to try to make up ground on this race number 1, doing his bust as well. Was also able to keep Roger and Tina both at the top of their respective backyards. HippoKrampus is becoming the fanciest goose around. And then he's going to peck that bush, which is another high priority for Tina. But he is also going to stall her, which is what he did when he stole the vase and then honked. She's going to get all confused about the honk before she then goes and does the clipping of the rose. This is for a few reasons, but mostly, again, it's just properly manipulating her, save some time, make sure that she doesn't see the vase is broken, and make sure that she just stays in this area so that she can quickly snip the prized rose that Roger will so kindly allow us to access any moment now. Thank you, Roger. So Hippo coming in here 643 on that rose clip. Anything under sub 7 is going to lead you on a good path towards maybe a sub 14 time, but definitely a sub 15 time. So that's really what you want to be seeing. Ritz having a lot of trouble, unfortunately, on his side. You did not want to stall that conversation, having Tina go and close the gate and then come all the way back again. I hope Tina actually, yep, so Ritz did not wait long enough. He showed the ribbon to Tina before she had actually reset the bell. And, you know, NPCs will or aggro on anything in the goose's mouth first, but they have their priority list. And, you know, fixing that bell is, again, very high on Tina's list. So even though Ritz wanted her to do other stuff, she had to first reset that bell before she would do anything else. Hippo moving right along into the pub, ready to have a drink. It is tiring being a goose. He's going to go and mess with the old man for the first time. We are also going to mess with him a second time. That is not where you want Pub Lady to be, to go and steal that pint glass. But Hippo backing it up well, going out the side entrance instead of the top entrance of the pub. Pint glass does not break. Excuse me. Not sure what's going on, why Pub Lady is in the middle of nowhere. Hippo doing a really good job of making sure that Vinny, who we call the bouncer there, did not see the Goose on the way back in, making it back for the dart cycle. So far, really clean pub here. We'll see how Hippo is able to properly manipulate the Pub Lady on that 20-second cycle. Yeah, he should just go up here. There we go. She sees the Goose, but I think it'll be fine before she can get over here and grab that boat. Hold it for 3 seconds. Turn the water off. Again, just like with Tina, the water is super high priority for the Pub Lady, so you need to make sure to turn it off. Otherwise, she will run back to do it before doing anything else. And she is off. That was a great pub, I would say, for HippoKrampus. Oh no, but Box Girl getting in the way! Box Girl, what are you doing? Pub Lady's doing a little moonwalking there though, and she has recovered. Hippo, you would have been fine to just honk. Oh, no, now Pub Lady. Okay. Hippo is gonna lose some time here. He would have been fine to have just honked, going in, not having to do all those backups there, but I guess playing it safe, we're probably just not trusting that he would be able to make the cycle, even though he would have. Ritz performing for the ladies as he has made his way into the pub as well. He is on dart cycle, getting that done and out of the way. The transition from dart cycle to the chair pulling cycle is tighter than the cycle from chair pulling back to the dart, so we'll see if Ritz can make it back cleanly for the chair cycle. It is very tight to make that. Hippo doing his own little methodology of avoiding Vinny. None of the other runners do that little neck strat there, but it is allowed in Glitchless again because you're not going through anything. And yep, Ritz having some issues with Vinny there, but handled it well. Did not make it back for the cycle though. Probably because of dealing with Vinny there. It is that tight. And we've come to the mashing portion of the run on HippoKrampus' side. Not his strong suit. He and I discussed that a little bit yesterday, trying to see if there were ways that we could get him to mash a little bit faster, because you can lose 2 to 3 seconds just from mashing speed if you are, you know, a little bit gentle on your controller. Hippo grabbing the bell as Ritz is dancing with the Pub Lady. Well done for Ritz there. So Ritz losing a little bit of time as the Pub Lady wondering what that honking sound was. Hippo having some issues with Pub Lady, trying to get, oh no, oh, Vinny, no. All right, playing it safe on Hippo's side. The hardest part of the bell return is right here. Avoiding all of these NPCs gets much easier the rest of the way. You may have noticed Hippo dropped and re-grabbed the bell. That will stun the NPCs usually. It'll transition them from bell aggro to doing like a get out of here hand pushing motion. And so it just stalls them in place and allows the Goose to keep that lead, make sure that the NPCs do not catch up. Hippo playing it safe there, but means that he was not able to lure Roger up. If you go the riskier strat of the bell return through the back garden, you can honk at Roger and lure him up so that he is not in the way there. But Hippo, maybe he knows he's got a big lead here, knows he can play it safe. Maybe that's just how he always does it. and just kind of accepts that time loss. Not really sure. But he is making his way. Where is the NPC? Oh, hey, there we go, Shopkeep. Not where you want her to be. Honestly, not sure why she is there. You want her in the store here. There you go. Or not. Yeah, just gonna do some bell juggles instead. I think it might have been that the broom was blocking the entranceway of the shop, so she couldn't path straight to it. She kept trying to run outside of her shop, maybe. I'm not really 100% sure on that, but that's my guess. The pathfinding with objects blocking routes is very frustrating in this game, but Hippo not having any trouble here in the garden, given the okie doke to Groundskeeper Willie, and is home free as Ritz has gotten his bell and is making his way back through all of the areas, starting with the pub. Hippo going to be coming in at a low 14, very respectable. There we go, GG, game number 1 to HippoKrampus with the 14-15. Ritz was also having some NPC issues in the pub, making his way through. No major issues. Definitely better to be safe than sorry in the pub. You can certainly lose a minute as one NPC grabs the bell and steals it from you, and the other 2 to 3 just block you out of the pub and prevent you from getting it back. Ritz doing the faster strategy there. Still was not able, or having a little issues luring Roger up there, though. Had to take some extra time on it. Roger being in a bit of a tricky position there, but pretty easy to grab the bell back from Roger. Absolutely do not want Roger to throw the bell back onto Tina's side. That is very frustrating if that has ever happened to you in a run, or casually for that matter. But through most of the danger, Ritz working his way into the final 2 areas. Again, very weird positioning for our NPCs, but Ritz able to just run right through. Getting his way to the garden. Looking like it's gonna be, oh no. Bad positioning for Groundskeeper Willie there, but a good recovery of the bell can be really challenging sometimes to get that bell back from Willie. He blocks it off a lot with his hand. Ritz giving up there at the end. Was gonna be about a 16-40 is what I'm gonna rule that in. Commentator stating it officially. Getting ready for round number 2, giving the countdown. And the signal to honk has been given to our runners for race number 2. I don't know about everyone out there, but I am rooting for Ritz in game number 2 so that we can get a game number 3. Every match is better when there are 3 games because more Goose is good, less Goose is bad. I believe that has been written somewhere. Oh, okay. We get to see some nice background on Ritzblues' side, but should be going any moment now. Any moment now. Commentator is ready. There we go. They are off for game number 2. All right, Ritz took a half a second break there for some reason. So Hippo reaches the gate first, gets through pretty easily. Ritz almost hovered up and over, but got stuck. So once again, Hippo has the early lead. What is the RNG going to be like for Groundskeeper Willie? Not good on Hippo's side. This is a very long wait. Ritz also having a long wait, so bad RNG all around for both of our runners. Hippo able to get Groundskeeper Willie wet, no problem. But Willie really interested in that pot, that planter. However, he is going to have to deal with the loss of his hat. Well done for Hippo, able to get past with the rake, no problem. Ritz right behind him. Ritz going more old school strat here. Loses about 3 seconds versus what Hippo did. Actually, probably going to lose more time than that. Normally, what Ritz does, that strategy, Groundskeeper Willie will go straight to his sun hat, as opposed to on Ritz's side this time, he went to his Jeff cap first. So, gonna be a decent time loss there for Ritz because of going a little bit safer, a little bit old school on the strat, but did not work out. Yeah, and that right side spade RNG for Ritz is the worst RNG you can get, about 1 to 2 seconds slower than the planter RNG that Hippo got. Hippo continuing to do a really good job of manipulating Willie there. And, could he get the left side? Can he get it in? No, oh, he was so close to getting the left side broom break, which is the most optimal and fastest method of getting through High Street if you can execute on it, but Hippo not able to do so. Bad RNG on Ritz's side. When the shopkeeper just comes for you and doesn't get the broom, you want to just lead her to the left so that she will have that conversation for the buyback as quickly as possible. Ritz, for some reason, going to the right side instead and trying to get her to buy it back, but there was no chance of that working, and instead all he did was just delay things, and so she's still having that conversation, so just extra time loss in that regard. But our runners are still pretty close to each other here. Ritz not able to get the animation skip through hawking her out of it there, unfortunately, but looking at a 342 on Hippo's side, and it's gonna be 350 something on Ritz's side, so 10 seconds, 11 seconds, 12, we're gonna go 12. Final answer, 12 seconds on the difference through the first two areas. That is still anybody's game. Both of our runners rocking it 80s style with the viewfinder. I personally go with a pair of glasses instead, but sometimes style wins out. Hippo getting the newspaper cycle, Ritz also getting the newspaper cycle. That is about 3.5 seconds faster than teacup cycle. So the ideal RNG for both of our runners here. Making quick work of the items on Roger's table. You would think they are in sync right now, both of them going through there with that pipe, but Ritz has to go back for the Jeff cap. Maybe it's more of a baseball cap, actually, I would say. Jeff cap being Groundskeeper Willie's, Roger more of a fitted hat kind of a guy. Doesn't look like he's supporting any team. I don't know. Maybe it's an Arsenal hat. Who knows? Hippo, nicely done on getting that cycle. Ritz, unfortunately, not able to keep the grounds, not able to keep Tina in line here. A lot of backups going to need to happen. Ritz really just going to have to wait out this cycle, and hopefully he actually makes this next cycle. He might not, because going to have to go through all of this stuff. Oh no, Tina just didn't see the pipe. That is unfortunate. He's put it back, but yeah, that can happen sometimes. I think what happened is, so if Tina is still questioning what happened with the Goose hop, so there's about 5 seconds where she'll have the question mark animation over her head, but then there'll be another 5 seconds where she just stands there stationary. This is true for all NPCs. If you drop one of the items next to the bust when she's still in that 5 seconds of where did the Goose go standing stationary, she will not see that item there. You must wait for that item, for her to get out of that stance before you can drop the item. So I think what happened is Ritz dropped the pipe. She didn't see it because she was still in that animation, but then she finished and started walking down at the same time that Ritz was going to grab the hat there. And so when Ritz came back up with the hat, she had already seen the gate being open and needed to fix it. Instead of what should have happened is Ritz waited an extra second and then dropped the pipe, and she would have gone straight to the pipe, and all of the cycles would have worked out well. Instead, a lot of time loss on Ritzblues' side. Not sure what Hippo is doing there. Hippo just saying, "Screw you, Goose. Get out of my way. Take a bath." So it's actually interesting. So whatever that was that transpired on Hippo's side, I actually was lost in my own explanations there, unfortunately, and didn't notice. It did allow Hippo to lose some time and allow Ritz to catch back up somewhat. What went from probably a 50-second lead is back now to 25, maybe 20 seconds. So it could be a very exciting pub here. So yeah, it looks it's going to be about 51, 52 that Hippo enters the house. Definitely slower this run than last run for HippoKrampus. 8:05, so about 14-second difference. So in the end, both runners wound up having about a very similar back garden, however, in very different ways. Good entrance for Hippo into the pub. Clean, no time lost. Gotten the good cycle there on the dart. Ritz right behind. Oh, bad RNG for where Pub Lady is located. That's some time loss. But Ritz getting old man on the harmonica cycle, having to honk him off. Gonna lose about 8 seconds to that, unfortunately. We'll see, hopefully the Pub Lady positioning, yeah, much better. Able to just run straight out. Thankfully, nobody has broken a pint glass. Hippo, oh, okay, there you go. Pint glass didn't break, but Pub Lady did steal it for a little bit. That is probably also going to cause some problems. Hippo making it back really nicely to that cycle there. As I mentioned last run, it is a really tight cycle, but super clean pub so far for HippoKrampus. Great RNG, great movement here. We'll see how he handles the final section here. Should maybe be okay. Hippo might have gone too quickly there. We'll see how it works out. Ritz able to get the dart break, and he is right behind. Yeah, so Hippo manipulated a little bit too early there, so gonna lose a little bit of time here at the end dealing with Pub Lady, but should be okay as long as he bumps into her. Nope, she's gonna see the boat. Yep. Hippo, why did you not bump into her, dude? You know this, man. All you had to do was bump into her and she would go. Now, dude, you can't, man. You have to wait. She won't do anything now until she does the boat. All you're doing is costing yourself more time, man. This is time that Ritz can catch up, though. Really simple mistake that I have harped on so many times now in this tournament. Bump into the pub lady when she is making that frustrated final task animation. Not only will it cancel the animation, but it forces her into doing the correct priority. Exactly what Ritzblues did right there. That is what you should be doing. And now, Ritzblues is actually in the lead, all because HippoKrampus did not bump into the pub lady. Something that would have saved him time had he just done it. Wound up costing him 30, 40 seconds here. But, Hippo, able to have faster manipulation for somehow getting himself back in the lead again. Ritz having issues getting the bouncer here to properly stay in the back of the pub. So Hippo back and forth here. Hippo has taken the lead once again by about 15 to 20 seconds again. So our runners keep making mistakes, but the time loss is continuing to even out amongst them in different ways. We'll see what happens in our bell return. Will Hippo make another mistake, and will Ritz be able to fully capitalize this time? The first two times he was not able to capitalize. Oh no, Ritz went too early. Oh, the trash isn't open. He's got to wait. This probably spells the end here for Ritzblues. Now he is very far away, being extra cautious, and he makes it up. It's open for him, but I gonna have a hard time seeing how Hippo is going to lose this one. It would take something catastrophic to happen, if not multiple massive issues. Ritz also having issues getting into the model village with another glitchless skip. Good position on the NPCs. Oh, a little bit far away on Box Girl. If Box Girl had been a little bit closer to Vinny there, it would have worked out perfectly. Would not have had to go underneath the pub, but it was just slightly off. However, Hippo safely makes it out of the pub, and the best chance that Ritzblues had of catching up has now been put in the rearview mirror. Hippo continuing with his very safe strats in the back garden here, not able to lure Roger, also not able to stall Tina, so the safe strat did not work. I think the faster strat is pretty consistent personally, and it allows you to get by Roger with no time loss, but Hippo does not do that strategy, and did not work out for him this time. Oh no, definitely the end. That's some big time loss on Ritzblues' side. Just really bad positioning of the NPCs. Ritz, knowing he had to make up for the fact that he is behind, played it as risky as he could, but it did not work out. Was able to back it up well, but just not able to afford that level of additional time loss. And nope, it's just continuing for Ritz as Hippo is gonna finish up. Probably not the run that Hippo wanted to have, but it is going to be good enough to win this game and win this match and send him on to a losers semi-final matchup with the Australian assassin Alley Cat. I don't know, I just made that up. But she is a force to be reckoned with. GG to HippoKrampus with the 15-14, about a minute worse. Last run was a 14-15, so just gonna swap those times for him on game number 2. Ritzblues actually looking like he's probably gonna be faster than his first game. First game was estimated about a 16-40, but did not actually finish. Oh, once again, not the best positioning of groundskeeper Willie, but Ritz able to avoid it this time around. And gonna be a low 16 this time for Ritzblues. About a 16-15, so about 1 minute apart from our runners on this race. Hippo moving on. And then there were 5 remaining in our tournament. GG to our runners. Hippo, congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
Pretty good race number 1 for you.
Yeah, race number 2 was a bit of a stumbling block. Had a few issues with my timing and overall inputs.
What happened with the pub lady in game number 2?
I could have sworn if you run into her, it would reset her. I know that happens if you run into a still NPC, but I couldn't get her mind off that toy boat. Eventually, I let her do it. I probably should have made that decision earlier, but
So you have to run into her before she starts moving. When she's in her animation of stomping her foot with her hands on her hips, that's when you run into her, and it'll cancel out what her going to the boat afterwards. I was desperately yelling at you to bump into her when it was happening, and you didn't, and it wound up making the race a lot closer. Ritz actually passed you and was ahead of you for about a second or two, and then you passed him again at dropping the bucket on the head, but.
Yeah, well, like I said, gotta make it close, gotta make it entertaining, right?
Yes, doing it for the people.
Absolutely, even though I had no clue where he was, absolutely.
Yeah, he, you most of the time you had a solid lead on him in both of the matches there, so, not sure if Ritz is gonna be joining in, on here commentary, but not seeing him. We may just keep this short. You get to move on to the losers bracket semifinals match against the wonderful Alley Cat. How are you feeling about that potential matchup?
That one should be interesting. I was really expecting her to be vying for my 3rd place spot. It ended up being Shadow Mage knocking me out of that.
Well, he is looming as well, so if you get over the Australian hurdle, from the down under, you will get to have that rematch with Shadow Mage that I predicted and have been hoping for since you guys first matched up all the way back in round number 2 of this tournament.
I remember that, yeah.
And the only way it could happen was for you guys to meet in this finals matchup. You had to both run your brackets in the loser's side to meet up again. And frankly, nothing against Alley Cat, but I've been rooting for that since the beginning. And I wish you well in your next match.
Well, I thank you.
Any other thoughts or comments from the race?
Nope, other than thank you to Ritz for being a good competitor. It was fun, and keep goosing.
Sounds like a plan. We will do that. Make sure to work with Alley Cat and schedule your match. For anyone interested in additional goosing good action or interested in joining the Discord, there is some good information for you there. on everyone is super welcoming and friendly. We would like you to join in the suffering with us. So join the Discord. We'll be happy to work with you. Also on Friday, April 3rd, 4 p.m. Eastern, will be the match between myself and Rowan, which is the winner's bracket finals for this tournament. I am super nervous, ready to get my butt kicked by the keyboard wonder kid himself, Rowan VDV, but should be a great match that you guys are not going to want to miss. So make sure to give the runners a follow. Give me a follow if you want. We all goose it up big time. Hippo, congratulations again on the W.
Thank you.
And with that, I think there's only one thing left to say. Honk?
Honk.